Yeah, we're live. Come on. No. Oh, okay. Oh, so
It's
the next
time
one's
to
here.
go.
Next
And
one's
only
AWS.
on these
Mike's
special
gotta go.
occasions.
Gotta go. Well, it's Awas.
I feel like it needs to be insured.
There we go. Boom. Fixed it.
We're all gonna die.
You know, HTML. It's complicated.
One second, my speakers are working.
7533 and by then the Azure concept. We need to, Terry, because I'm getting destroyed over Azure on a daily basis. I know. So we can throw them a couple of bones early.
Tasty bones.
The live stream that I see is started, but I see Amy on the screen right now. It says live stream's about to start.
I feel like we should have like interpretive dance as we begin to warm the stream up, like some sort of like live stream interpretive dance.
Well,
And
making
then-
Treva laugh, so.
And then Terry could like do beatboxing in the background and give us like a beat to go to, and then we just do, you know.
Everybody's really excited. They see just you though. So.
Hey, that's actually perfect.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty good. Well, hello everybody that's watching live. We are setting up. How are we here? Why are we hearing ourselves? Oh, you got to mute that. You got to mute that, Anthony. Mute the live stream so we don't hear ourselves. No, on the YouTube video. Just hit the mute on there. Yep. So if you're tuning in live, we're boom. We're warming up right now. The team is getting their stuff together. Tons of stuff. Turns out Red Hat Enterprise Linux is a thing, and people want to know about it. Who knew? Who knew? Right? I thought everybody was using free BSD. I thought I was at BSD Academy.
It's the RHEL operating system we were finding out.
Here we go. Yeah. Boom. Say good morning, Anthony.
We just don't want to start
Hold on, I
yet
need a Red Bull.
because it keeps all messing up. So we're not officially. It's not.
No, we're not officially starting.
No.
We're warming up right now.
Because all I can see is one thing. All I can see is we got 5 people on
Yeah, but
here.
if you're gonna have one thing, come on.
It's really 2 for 1 if you think about
Yeah,
it. Because
exactly.
there's 2 of us on there.
Exactly.
And that lion in the background could be 3 for 1.
That is
Yeah.
a good point. Hey, it's not mirrored anymore.
No.
So I thought so. It's only mirrored in the actual version. It's not mirrored. It's only so that way because they think we're too stupid not to see a mirrored image of ourselves. Hello, everybody. Good morning.
I still want to figure out why it's only. Do you want to?
I don't know if that's us.
Let me go to the production room real quick and make
Okay.
sure that.
All right.
Before we
I'll sit here
officially
and
start.
keep Mike warm.
Yeah.
Zoom allows you to mirror stuff in the settings.
So now that I'm in the driver's seat, anybody want to see some policy change or new courseware launched? I could just snap my fingers now. I got it. So, boy, look how low I am. I'm like way down here. Boop, 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 boop.
It turns out it's intentional.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was intentional.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I didn't get a chance to enact any new policies. You didn't take long enough.
So I just want to point out that marketing is just
We're going all in.
I don't know what's happening, but apparently we're so excited about the 150. We now have. This is just getting.
Check
this is
that
just
out.
getting off the hook here.
Check that out.
This is
Oh,
just-
whoa.
This is getting a
Here's
little
look at that
crazy.
one.
Yeah.
Boom.
I don't know if I'm doing it the right way, but we now have glittery 150s hanging around the office.
That is pretty great.
This is some next level. This is some. I'm never going to be able to put it back up. I think it was supposed to be in the background or something, but
Oh yeah, well,
I think they're really excited about this.
they're really excited about this. I know we're all really excited about this. All right. I didn't even realize I was there. I walk in and there's just 150.
No,
sitting
it
back
looked
there.
good there for
Yeah.
a good minute.
When he
Didn't it?
snuck it in, she knew
Yeah.
I would have been
Yeah.
like, "What did we have glittery 150 for?"
It's for a
Are
hot
we?
second.
Are you guys? Is everybody ready to actually start this? Is everybody on the call? Amy, Matt, Derek, L squared, Treva. Are you guys ready to start this?
We're here, ready.
Let's do this.
Let's rock.
They're ahead of us.
Yep. They are way better than us. All right.
You know, we should have white balanced the camera. We really should have white balanced the camera.
What is that?
Well, look how red we look. We're not actually that red.
That's because I've been in the sun.
No, but look at me. Am I actually that? I mean, I'm close to that red, but not quite that red.
I know, Chris, you get really nervous on camera.
Yeah, it's
Being,
new.
yeah,
new.
it's being live on air. I know that's not.
One
It's a
thing.
face for radio.
What's that, Derek?
It's a face for radio.
Face for radio.
Yeah.
All right, I think we're all on the stream. All right, here we go. Are we ready? All right, let's do this.
Let's do it.
I'm gonna click the button. that says "Get ready." That's because I've been in the sun.
No, but look at me. Am I actually that red? I mean, I'm close to that red, but not quite that red.
I know, Chris, you get really nervous on camera.
Yeah.
Being live on air. I know that's not. It's now official, which means the official voice comes on. And everybody, my name is Anthony James, founder and CEO of LinuxAcademy.com. And today I'm joined by a lot of people, but as you can see right to the right of me is Chris Fisher from Jupiter Broadcasting. We knew that we needed to liven up the presence I was putting on camera a little bit.
So we're trying to make
sure everybody's
behaving.
The
checklist in the clipboard.
Yeah, and somebody's got to eat. Well, we're not even gonna. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
And Terry's here too.
Terry's here as well. And so here we go. We have Amy on the stream with us this morning. Good morning, Amy. Right to the right of me. Next, we have Matt on the stream with us, or Matthew on the stream with us this morning. Good morning, Matthew.
Good morning. Good morning.
And next we have Derek. Good morning, Derek.
Morning.
And Triva and L Squared in the primary Linux Academy office building just across the street from us. Hello, Triva and L Squared.
Thank you for being here.
L, it's your L Squared. Let's see here. It's L Squared because you're the second L that we actually have on the training architect team. The first L launched her SaltStack certification course on Tuesday. And this is what, today's Thursday, so that'd be your 4th day at Linux Academy. What do you think so far?
Welcome.
Yeah.
Great. I love the people, and the energy here is amazing.
Yeah, so day 4, we're just going to put you on the internet now.
Yeah.
I mean.
It doesn't take long.
No. You're just live streaming 8 hours a day now. That's just what we're doing. Triva, how are you doing?
Awesome. I got cupcakes.
Yeah.
Oh, you got cupcake. Oh,
no.
You got cupcakes.
What?
All right, why do you have cupcakes here?
What's going on?
Yeah.
What's going on?
So, the 8th anniversary of my absolute best friend OpenStack is coming up on the 16th, or is it the 15th?
19th. 19th.
Oh, 19th. So I don't do dates, numbers, any of that. But anyway, OpenStack's birthday, 8th birthday is coming up, and we are kicking off our celebration early, and we are going to be celebrating for a long time, and cupcakes.
Yeah, so apparently we love OpenStack so much that we wanted to start celebrating almost 7 days or 5 days early. And in fact, this is getting crazy. We're not even going to wait till the slide. Grab one of those things. This is just crazy. So
Go ahead, grab
I don't
this
even
one.
know.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
You can read
I feel like this somehow spelled OpenStack. Yeah.
Happy birthday. Oh man, these smell good. And they have gold sprinkles.
All I know is there's only three people in this room. So I mean, what are they trying to say to us? Is that we like cupcakes or something? How many cupcakes do you guys have over there, Triva and L Squared?
We have a dozen.
Have a dozen. Well, for the rest of Linux Academy staff watching, you don't get any because we're going to eat them all.
I'm sending some to California, guys. Thanks.
We'll drop it in a vanilla envelope.
Yeah.
We'll send it your way.
Yeah.
No big deal.
I appreciate that pun there.
Oh, great.
Yeah, it'll be good. All right, everybody. So we're going to get started with our live stream. Again, we have a lot of great stuff on here, as you can tell. We're celebrating OpenStack's birthday for the next 5 days. Perhaps maybe if you follow me on Twitter at Anthony D. James, maybe I'm going to give away some OpenStack vouchers that are $250 each.
Maybe.
But we're going to go ahead, and I'm probably going to give some of those away to some random people who are interacting and following me on Twitter over the live show. So that's really cool. Yeah. Maybe if you're super lucky, Kim, we will send you a cupcake in vanilla envelope as well. So is it Manila or vanilla? Yeah. Yeah, that's how much I handle mail. If
The pun is appropriate, though. I really like the pun.
Yes. Okay, so let's go ahead and get some. It's only 10:30 in the morning. Is it really time to eat cupcakes?
Nope.
I feel like
here, and I still want one.
Cupcakes. All right, so everybody's really excited. I lost where I'm at here, but let's go ahead and take a look at our awesome training architect team that we have on staff. As we like to always do and show this at Linux Academy, our content, we did things a little bit differently. And we have a bunch of content. And one of the things is it's gotten insane over the past 12 months how frequently even cloud providers update their stuff. Mm-hmm. It's insane. Like literally Microsoft has updated their exams, I think no less than 3 times so far since December of last year.
That is a lot.
That is a lot. And so since it takes about 3 months to actually build a good high quality course with interactive diagrams, with hands-on labs, with practice exams, it's hard to do that. I'm thinking about outsourcing that. So we don't generally outsource our course content creation here because we want our training architects to be able to answer questions to the students and to be able to keep this content up to date. So in January, we sat down and said, how do we handle this?
Wow.
Right. And we handle it.
How do you?
But it's really tough. Actually, Terry is head of our Linux and Azure content and has done an amazing job. And in fact, we've over doubled our training architect staff.
Wow.
And we're hiring, I think about, we have 10 open positions right now, Terry?
6 on my team. I think the team has 3 as well.
Yeah, so
6 and 3.
6 and 3, so 9.
Yeah.
9. Hopefully my math is better today than Tuesday. So we have 9 open positions on our training architect team. We're scaling out security. We got a lot of new ambitious categories that we want to jump into in 2019. And to do this, we couldn't do it without this amazing team that's on the screen right here, of which we have some of them joining us today. And I just want to personally, and I know almost all of them are watching the stream, just say thank you. You know, this is hard. You know, when you take a look at building the content to these standards, flashcards, interactive diagrams, practice exams, you know, we have huge standards when it comes to building content. You don't get those things anywhere else, but it makes it hard. It really does. And so training architect team, I'm very grateful. I knew our students are very grateful to you. So thank you for doing an awesome job and helping us launch our 150 plus in April of this year. We launched 70 plus. This month, we're doing 150. At this point, we've already launched 73. So this is day 2, and we're probably going to launch another 73. So we might pass our 150 today alone. And we have more announcements. Now, if you log into linuxacademy.com on that dashboard, you will see all of the new content. We have this little celebration thing that shows all the new courses, quests, learning activities, and challenges that are launched.
Great.
All right. So let's go ahead and get into why everybody's here.
All right.
Cupcakes.
Yeah.
I'm just, no.
I am now.
Okay, so as a quick recap, I love it how marketing does the slides for us. It's really good. So, you know, it's funny. I was interacting with somebody. I love interacting with our students, and they're like, "Just get past the marketing." I was like, "Listen, I wish we could, because quite frankly, you know, everybody wants all of this stuff, and we want to give it to you. But the only way we can continue to do that is if we tell people about it. So everybody who shares in and helps us do that, we're very grateful to you. Goes a long way, allows us to hire more people. It allows us to get you more content, all of the content that you want. And if you want to vote on content, you can go to linuxacademy.com without the dot, linuxacademy.ideas.aha.io.
Nice.
Exactly like that.
That's how you do it.
That's how you do it. So as a quick recap, we launched a lot of stuff last quarter. We launched CoreOS Essentials, AWS Certified Cloud Practitioner. Actually, that's been out for a little bit. We have, actually, these are, looks like, I don't know what they're doing here on there, but we'll just keep it there. So we have our quests, challenges, and learning activities. Again, learning activities are new for us. It's a new way of doing content. It's a very unique way of doing content, and it's all hands-on. And a learning activity is an independently consumable piece of content that I can learn that specific function. So envision this. And of course, you build and you go to build something big, but you're in the middle of a job and you need to learn how to do something very specific, whether it's NFS or Systems Manager on AWS. All of our content is now designed in a way that you can just take that and it will automatically deploy out the resources that you needed prior to it for that individual lab. So it builds off of each other. Our training architects do an amazing job of actually writing that deployment code, deploying it out, testing all of our labs. We have a massive lab upgrade coming later this year with our hands-on labs. We're calling it, I'm not even going to announce it. I'm just going to say it. But we're trying, I'm going to announce it. I'm going to say it. We're trying to get to Insta Labs, where even when you have pre-built resources that deploy all this stuff, when you click Start on Linux Academy, it's instantaneously there. And then we have a complete revamp that I've been helping with our VP of Technology on a brand new version of cloud servers, which is going to be absolutely amazing. And we're going to involve the community with it as well, starting January 1st. So big announcements coming there.
Oh, that is in the works.
Yes.
I like this learning activities thing because I would use that when I'm working to just get really deep into a single thing, figure out what I need, and then get back to work.
Well, and the best part of it is it's hands-on, right? Because
exactly.
When you go to other places like that and it's just PowerPoint, I got to tell you, I can't. So for me, I'm a slow learner, right?
I'm a visual learner too, so hands-on's a big deal for me.
It's a big deal. And I mean, like I can watch PowerPoints and we have some PowerPoints. That's for conceptual. I need to listen to it. I need to do it. I need to practice it. I need to see different ways of doing it. I need a real world environment. Then I need to memorize it with flashcards.
Yeah. Plus, that just gives you confidence to do it once you go do it in production.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, it's better to play with it here versus and that. And then so for our B2B customers that are watching, one of the big parts about our hands-on labs, because I know some places say, hey, we have lab files for you. You have to download it. Then you have to try to do it. That's impossible in an enterprise environment because I don't know an enterprise that's going to open up those ports for you. Right. I don't know who's going to provision and pay for all those AWS accounts. I mean, nobody's going to manage 1,000 accounts for you. So that's one of the big deals why we do here.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So real quick, let's go through. I keep talking about interactive diagrams. Really one of the coolest features that we have now outside of our hands-on labs. You look at the demonstration on my screen. Basically what's happening is as you're going through our new cloud courses, you are going to be following along. We believe in trying to make training as interactive as possible. And what that means is as you're following along the conceptual videos, not doing the activities, you're either following along in cloud servers, hands-on, or you are using these interactive diagrams, clicking around, building the architectures as it goes. Truly a unique feature.
Again, visual too, which is nice.
Also really hard. I got to give it to our training architects. This is almost harder to make than our hands-on labs. The hands-on labs are really fun to make, to be honest with you. Nobody really wants to sit down and say, I want to spend 3 weeks diagramming.
Yeah.
That's
a commitment.
That takes a special kind of crazy is really what that is. And so again, training architects, I know our students love that. Thank you so much for that. And now let's get to the meat and potatoes of what is happening. We are announcing, let's see if there's anything in the chat. Let's got 149 people on.
Nice.
What are we announcing? Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, the first one that we are announcing is Linux Academy Red Hat Certified Specialist in Virtualization Prep Course. Now, we might change the name on that because it is a mouthful, but Matt Pearson, why don't you hop on here, bud, and take over for me?
Sure. Hello, Linux Academy community and everybody online. So this was my first course at Linux Academy, and I really enjoyed diving into the material. And so what I've done here is basically created a course to prepare you for the Red Hat Certified Specialist in Virtualization, which is a mouthful, exam, which is EX318. And so we're going to go through from the ground level, installing the virtualization manager, hypervisor, and then walk through setting up our data centers and clusters, and then ultimately getting to the real meat, which is deploying and installing virtual machines.
Now, this is going to take you. This is going to take you, and I know it's a little bit harder to have hands-on labs for this one, to be honest with you. And so there's a lot more to it. But take us through what it's like, or not even what it's like. We don't want to go through, but what does this go towards? Because this actually takes us towards a Red Hat Certified Architect certification. So, what is a Red Hat Specialist, Certified Specialist? Could you answer that for me?
Yeah, certainly. So basically, what this is going to do is certify you in Red Hat Virtualization Platform. And the great thing about it is for those of you who have taken Red Hat exams before know that the Red Hat Certified Architect is a very coveted cert. And taking this exam and passing is going to give you an endorsement toward that. So, of course, you'd have to have your Red Hat Certified Engineer, but this is going to take you another step toward that.
Terry's raised his hand. Let's see what Terry has to say here.
This course also has a interactive diagram associated with it.
I'm sorry, Terry. After Tuesday, you have to come up here and get on camera. Nobody, they want to see Terry. They don't want to just hear him in the background. Yeah, let's hold on a second. Come talk, Terry.
Hi, everybody. So I wanted to shout out to Matt. And one of the reasons that this course is going to be unusual in the non-cloud space is like the SALT course we released earlier this week. This will have an interactive diagram, much the same as the Orion papers and others that you've seen here at Linux Academy. So I think in terms of, it was difficult for us to provide hands-on labs, but this gives you the ability to follow along with the course, see everything that is being built, and it really replaces those static slides that perhaps is not the most popular feature in any of the courses we have. Sometimes you have to live with them, but sometimes we can be a little bit more creative about it as well. So shout out to Matthew for spending the time on really putting together a great interactive diagram.
That's really
Thanks,
cool.
Terry. Yeah, so basically what I did with that is I wanted a single place that a student can go to as we're working through the material. And then also, after you finish the course and you're preparing for the exam, it's a great place to go in, see all the separate components, and then dive into each as you're preparing.
That's awesome. you kind of went to the next level there, because we like to say that we provide hands-on practical stuff on everything we do. And with the virtualization, it's harder. And you went to that next level, and it wasn't actually required on that exam given our standards because it's Linux stuff. And so that's really cool that you went to that extra effort for the students. And I think they're going to really enjoy this course. And they're also going to be able to find it in the RHCA track learning path that Terry's going to launch, because we are going to have enough certification training support for the RHCA, I think, after today. Is that correct, Terry?
Oh, wow. Awesome.
Congratulations.
Yeah, that's been
great.
And then Red Hat 8's going to come out.
Yeah.
Then we'll do it all again next year. That's the
right.
definition of insanity, right? Doing it over and over and over again. Well, Matthew, that's fantastic. Let's move on to our next one. I know everybody's really excited. Next, we have Stosh with our Red Hat Certified Specialist in Ansible Automation, which this is a total refresh or rebuild of our other Ansible course we have. But Stosh, you know what? Let's hear from you.
Sure. So the Ansible Specialist course was designed in close alignment with the objectives Red Hat posted. And what I'm really excited about and what I really liked doing as I was building this course is putting together all the learning activities in it. It is hands-on, just like the Red Hat test. And there are tasks where you work through the material. You don't just watch a video. You don't just do flashcards. You actually get in, log into the system, and you're writing playbooks.
And that's really, really cool. I know you've been a huge Ansible fan. In fact, you went and talked at the Texas Linux Fest and did an Ansible talk. Is that correct?
That is correct. I did speak on getting started with Ansible at Linux Fest. Had a great time.
Yeah, that's super awesome. I love how our training architects love getting in the community, helping students on Linux Academy, inside the Linux Academy Slack, in other places, but as well getting out there and going to those conferences. Terry wants to come on camera again. I think he loves how everybody roots for him. So let's do it. Let's root for Terry.
Terry.
Oh, he's dancing. Oh, that's going to go on the internet.
All right, so I wanted to be sure to also give us a shout out to Stosh, because in addition to the great material that he put together, including hands-on labs, he also is launching his course with an interactive diagram. So you'll have the ability to study for this exam as well as follow along with the course. In addition to that, rather than give you the traditional multiple choice exam at the end, the actual exam is a practical exam. You'll actually be able to take the large learning activity that he's put together that will mimic what you can expect on the Red Hat side of the exam. So it's really one of our first courses that we're putting practical exam type situations in front of you rather than the traditional multiple choice exams that you've seen in the past. So I wanted to be sure to throw that information out so everybody knows where we're at.
And I do want to add right there on that monster learning activity. It is a doozy. The scheduled test sits for 4 hours. I think it's very possible to complete it in less than that, but there is a lot of content, so you might want to clear your schedule for that one.
I almost feel like we need just tips for prepping for that. Like don't drink water or anything 3 hours ahead of time.
Pro tip, you do get a bathroom break on the hour.
Oh, that's good. That's nice of them. Yeah.
Limit it to 10 minutes, of course.
Of course. Of course. Proctored. It's proctored bathroom.
It is proctored. You have to take a webcam with you, but
I feel like there's lots of issues with that.
I want it.
That's really cool. And so that's also one of the things that you get at Linux Academy that you don't get anywhere else. You know, we get a lot of questions like, why are you $49 a month, right? And the thing is because we're not just courses, right? The interactive diagrams, the performance-based practice exams that we're deploying out, the challenges, the hands-on labs, these are very real costs for it. You wouldn't believe if I told you our monthly lab costs, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Well, and it's not just that, too. It's the fact that people are available to answer questions. I mean, these are staff members. Staff members.
And keeping it up to date and all of that kind of good stuff. So there's a lot that actually goes into building content when you make sure that it's the entire stack.
I've been working with you guys for 4.5 years, and I didn't have a full picture of it until I came down here.
Isn't that crazy? So we keep getting that a lot. We've had sometimes when we hire people, a lot of times they're students. We love hiring students.
Yeah.
And even there, they're just like, we had no idea kind of the functionality behind it.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, once you're here, you're like, oh, of course.
Yeah.
It's an academy.
Of course.
It's an institution.
It's almost like a Linux academy. Yeah. Which is really cool. So that's, kudos for going the extra mile on that, both of you. I'm excited for that performance-based practice exam. Speaking of which, performance-based practice exams, Derek, I think you're next up on my screen. We could just literally click a button. That would be better. Yeah. All right. So next, training architect Derek Morgan with the Linux Academy Red Hat Certified System Administrator Performance performance-based practice exam. Derek, jump on in, bud.
Yeah, so since Red Hat hasn't really made any exam updates in the past like 3 years, I think our course is actually pretty much still up to date. I just added to that course by creating a practice exam. Now, please do not consider this practice exam to be a test dump for the exam, but it is definitely something that will help you pass the test. And you may see some questions that are somewhat similar to what you might find on the test. So it should be very helpful.
So, and that's just it, right? Like when it comes to learning, don't try to do an exam dump. You may pass an exam, which may get you a job interview that you bomb because you don't actually know how to do it. So the performance-based practice exam for the Red Hat Certified System Administrator is really awesome. That's going to be added to the course today. Also, you're going to be able to see it on that Linux Academy page. Derek, I know this was quite an undertaking, to be honest with you, because of really the requirements of the certification. So this was kind of a chore. What did it take you, 6-7 weeks to be able to build this?
I'd say, honestly, since we had been working on this idea for a while and finally fleshed it out recently, you know, altogether, yeah, probably close to 8 weeks or something. We had to get the virtualization working properly. All of that working with virtualization within EC2 is not ideal. It's not the best environment for it. So there were a lot of tweaks, a lot of things we had to go through, and I think we definitely have released a very accurate exam environment.
You know, that's one of the cool things about actually working here, and I get to do this as well, is we're using the very technology that we're teaching to solve problems and build training. So, you know, a lot of times it's, man, I'm gonna lose the hands-on-ness of it. No, you're not. No, you're not. For sure, we are getting that hands-on stuff all the time, and then we're building our tools around the tools that we're teaching. So it's really cool. All right, so next I'm going to use this little
built in.
And I don't know how many people actually know why Chris Fisher is here. Actually,
oh yeah,
cupcakes, yeah. And I don't know if you notice, he actually keeps going back and forth when we switch cameras and he's eating cupcakes.
Oh yeah,
yes. But he is here because we are actually broadcasting this live without hiccups on Linux OBS, Open Broadcasting System. And let's go ahead and just give them a plug, Chris. Why don't you why don't you just say a little bit about what Linux OBS is?
So the OBS Studio project is great for those of you that even just want to screencast your desktop and maybe grab your microphone. So you don't have to be doing live streams. It's free open source software for Linux, Mac, and Windows. OBS Studio is what you want to Google for, or OBS is what they call it. It runs on either desktop, and on Linux and on Windows, it even now has an automatic configuration wizard. Click, click, click. It goes through everything, sets up your microphone input, your camera capture, all of that stuff. And you can do really good walkthrough screen captures, put lower thirds up and all that stuff, live stream it to multiple services, record it to a file. It's top notch. People that live stream games know all about it, but people that are creating courseware or people that are doing screencasts for their own corporations, also great for that.
You know, I'm going to throw you under the bus here a little bit, Chris, because you can see the cupcake glitter in your beard. Yeah, so, and absolutely. And, you know, it's one of those things where a few years ago, editing and creating on Linux was a little bit harder than it was. So we actually offer, and it's kind of a thing as well, but we are Linux Academy, but the other side of that is we try to hire any expert in the industry. So that might mean a Microsoft expert for our Azure stuff, or our developers might necessarily not be on there. Now, our goal is to get everybody on there, but we actually, when you work at Linux Academy, have a new program where you get to pick your box, right? You know, one of the cool things is having the fun technology, getting the latest and greatest hardware, and so we kind of do the pick your box stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah, so you know, we have Linux boxes up there, Mac boxes for people, but you know,
I haven't seen many Windows boxes. I've seen.
You see 3 of them, and then there are remote people who are on Azure now.
Well, no, I thought, maybe. Yeah, I don't think I've seen a lot of Windows. No, no, it's mostly been Linux or Windows or Mac.
Yeah. So it's pretty good stuff. Sorry, Amy, I know you're ready. Are you ready in there?
I'm excited.
I think she's ready.
I'm ready.
All right, everybody. Our next one is not Amy.
No,
I was really.
There's a little time for trivia. That was an Amy tease.
That was an Amy tease. So we still have another course announcement from Amy coming. But now what we're going to do is give away some swag with the trivia question. Right. The first person to answer gets swag. What file do you modify to manage partitions that mount with Red Hat Enterprise Linux, or really any Linux at that point?
What file do you modify to manage partitions and where they mount?
I think it's the Etsy password file.
Definitely, or the group file.
I think it's
think you
already
gotta
been
first
answered.
remove
about
pseudo.
I was
20
going to say
times.
the correct answer appears to be showing up in the chat.
Wow, look at that.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, out there. Anybody that answered Etsy FS tab, you are correct.
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
Don't.
it was quick. Look at that.
That was. You guys must be going through Linux Academy training.
Yeah. I was hoping somebody would come up with something I hadn't heard of. That's all good. Everybody wants that swag.
They do.
Mhm.
It's good swag. It's good swag. All right, Amy, now are we ready to move on to our next course announcement? OpenStack Foundation Certified OpenStack Administrator. Go, Amy, go.
So, for those of you who are actually signed up for the exam, you got an email from the Linux Foundation announcing that on August 5th is the cutover to Pike. And the OpenStack Foundation actually announced it officially to training partners, which we are one of that date. So what's going on is the exam is going from Newton to Pike, which is the last release, not our current release. And this course is very similar. It's got quizzes for each section. And for each section, we also have a lab. And the final lab is a 2.5-hour practice for the exam. So you'll run through all the skills you'll need to take the exam. And I took the alpha version of the exam 2 weeks ago, and the course is right on for it. There's a few little changes they're going to need to do in the next 2 weeks, but it should release on time as far as I know.
Absolutely. And Amy, real quick, before we do any more, I just want to point out kind of your actual contributions, not only to the OpenStack community, but if I recall this correctly, when I met you at Texas Linux Fest, you were actually telling me that Amy was one of your mentors in the community on getting in there. Is that correct?
Correct. She's helped lead the way for me to join the OpenStack community and actually pass my OpenStack certified test, administrator test.
That's really cool. And I didn't know, Amy, you were that involved in that. And so I just want to stop and say, that's really awesome that you're involved in that community. And thank you for that. And I look forward to working with you to figure out how we can help fostering that type of stuff, even going forward. But that kind of takes that passion and that next level, being involved in the community like that.
Yeah.
And that's really cool. And I know that talk about a little bit about your OpenStack contributions or how you work with the OpenStack community as well.
Okay, currently I am an elected member of the OpenStack User Committee, so I attend the board meetings and sit at the table. I am a core reviewer for OpenStack Ansible. I'm the chair of the Diversity and Inclusion Working Group, as well as leading the Women of OpenStack. And I'm also a member of First Contact SIG, the OpenStack Operators Meetup Group, and there's something else I do. I do a lot.
That is a lot.
I feel like I am very underproductive.
What am I doing with my time?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's called I don't sleep.
Gotta step it up.
Yeah. We're going to have, I'm going to need you to train me on how to be more productive because holy cow, I had no idea.
That's a lot. It's great.
Well, that's really cool. I know everybody in the community appreciates that as well. So thanks, Amy, for all of that. And in fact, speaking of which, we're celebrating OpenStack's 8th birthday.
Happy birthday.
But you know what? This is a good opportunity because we had somebody inside the chat say, what is OpenStack? Amy, do you want to say or tell people what OpenStack is?
So OpenStack is infrastructure as a service, which all the clouds are, but it was created, well, I don't want to spoil any potential trivia questions we have going, but it was created 8 years ago by 2 different groups who joined their projects together to create OpenStack. And it's developed from those 2 projects to close to 20 projects that are currently active. You can run with one of the projects called Magnum. You can run Kubernetes upon OpenStack without installing your own Kubernetes. There's also a container management service named Zune, which is rather new. So you can just boot up Docker images within OpenStack. So OpenStack has now become more than just OpenStack, but it's also branding as open infrastructure because that's what we do. We do infrastructure and we work with the other open source projects to grow, what is open source and your infrastructure.
So for anybody that is curious, I mean, it's almost like it's a private cloud, right? So if you're like, hey, how does AWS, how do those services work? You could literally deploy OpenStack and get a flavor of that. That's correct, right, Amy?
Yeah. So there are multiple public cloud providers who are on OpenStack. Or you can have your own little OpenStack, which is what we call private cloud within your company or at a data center. And you can run what we call an all-in-one, which is kind of what our labs are. So everything running in one VM so that you can learn it, you can play with it, proof of concept it.
Yeah. I think one of the main ambition that was behind OpenStack is you could have any public cloud provider running OpenStack. You could run it on premises, and it was a standard. So I mean, kind of just envision, and I know containers are doing this a lot too, but just being able to throw resources anywhere and scale to any cloud provider anywhere, all the way around. And it's just, it's one of those kind of, specifically from a grassroots project, really great for becoming an expert, because you got to know a lot of Linux. It gets you a major overview on, you know, cloud stuff. So it's one of those things where if you want to be an expert, even if you're going to run it or not, it's kind of worth learning.
It's great for infrastructure concepts too.
Yeah. Yeah. And so that's, well, go ahead, Amy.
And the great part of it is in a black box. So if you're installing it, you have an issue, download the code, take a look at it. If you can fix the code, put a patch up. You know, you can actually make a difference in the community by fixing something you find that you need fixed.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think you've actually done some of those, haven't you?
Yeah. I've got commitment since the Liberty or Mitaka release.
Do you have, by any small chance, and you probably don't because it's a while ago, do you have that above and beyond award anywhere by you?
Yeah, I can go get it.
Yeah, so go grab it. We'll show everybody, because I think this was Amy did. It was last year, I think it was, being so involved in the community and doing OpenStack contributions, you know, as part of Linux Academy as well. So we actually do a lot of awards internally, and so we gave her the Above and Beyond award, and it's a trophy that she's going to go get and pull it up there. Yeah. And you can see there's an her and Treva are like the OpenStack fans.
Yeah.
There are. And there's an OpenStack.
Well, Treva called it her good friend.
Yeah. Best friend.
Best friend. Yeah.
Which, I mean,
that's
Treva, I was at least hoping to be in the running for that. Right.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Look at that.
And Treva, you're doing a lot of stuff with OpenStack right now, but you're also doing a lot of stuff with OpenShift, aren't you?
Yeah.
And you have an OpenShift course out there, Red Hat Certified OpenShift. You want to tell us about that real quick?
Sure. My last course was the Red Hat Certified Specialist in OpenShift Administration, or Platform as a Service. The cert has changed names a few times, but basically it's a great course if you want to get started with learning how to be an OpenShift administrator, and also if you want to gain a certification along the way. But it's a good intro into OpenShift. And I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be talking about what we're doing for this quarter yet, but if you want to learn some more OpenShift, then, you know, stay tuned for what my next course is going to be.
Amy, Treva, we're on a live show, which basically means I'm just giving everything away. So you can absolutely tell them if you want.
Okay, so my next course I am super excited about. We're going to be doing OpenShift on OpenStack. That's like a combination of the two greatest things in my entire world, and we're going to have a lot of fun with it. It's not going to be a certification thing. We're just going to do it for fun, and it's going to be great. I'm super excited.
So best friend number 1 and best friend number 2. I'm going to be curious which one's which after this.
It's right there. Right there.
It's even BFFs.
Yeah.
I got some memes coming for Treva on this one. Amy, go ahead and show us that real quick, so everybody kind of knows what it's like working at Linux Academy a little bit.
What am I showing?
Oh, you have the trophy?
Yeah, I thought I showed it.
Oh, sorry. So, yeah.
There it is.
So that's the Linux. It's a big Pinehead the Penguin.
I want one
on
of
there.
those.
Yeah.
I want one for standing. I don't know. I don't really achieve much, so.
I mean, you did set up Linux OBS for us.
That's true.
Well, thank you for doing that. And then, speaking of OpenStack, I feel like we need more swag over trivia.
Time.
Who started? The answer is not Amy. So I'm going to get you guys there. Might seem like that. But who started OpenStack?
You know what we need is like quiz theme music.
Dun-dun.
Yeah, that kind of like a Jeopardy kind of thing.
I don't know the Jeopardy
All right.
stuff.
We got some answers coming in.
Who was the first? TR. Yep. Looks like TR.
Yeah. Okay, I've seen some Apache in there, but I'm getting a lot of racks and NASA.
Yep.
Treva, did you just answer? You do that.
They were answering.
You get all of the swag anyway. You get all swag. No, somebody already answered. But yeah, it is Rackspace and NASA. They did, which is pretty cool. I don't know. Amy and Treva both actually came from Rackspace too. I'm working on an OpenStack and L squared, of course.
Yeah, we got our own little girl gang going.
Of course. All right, now
That's cool.
we're going to close out here. Remember, what we have is we are giving away at the end of this month. We have a lot of AWS coming. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. We're launching the new AWS Certified Solutions Architect course. We're launching the AWS Security Specialist. They're launching with interactive diagrams and hands-on labs. And we are launching the Azure certification refreshes, right? We do have other stuff launching on those days as well.
There'll be more streams too.
More streams, but I do want to put that out there because that is one of those things that we get literally every day right now. Are you going to launch it? Are you going to launch it? And the answer is yes. That's all coming this month. The second, you got to log in the site and check it out daily because what we're doing is something called soft launches. Now, the dates of our live shows are the final dates that these are going to launch. So that's a hard launch date. But when they're done, which means after it goes through product and some of our technical writing and QA things, they will be made available silently on the website. So
like a soft taco.
Absolutely. So we're not going to sit on a course that our students need to be successful.
Yeah.
As the very first moment that it's done, we're going to click that live button and send it out there.
Cool.
So it's available for them.
Right.
So we're not crazy evil people.
Right.
We want to give you the tools that you need to be successful, literally the moment you need it to be successful. So real quick, let's do a couple minutes of Q&A, or AKA questions with a question mark at the end of the slide. So do we have any questions?
Question from the chat room. I like that. I like that. So we got more live streams coming up, talk about the AWS stuff too.
We do, yeah. And there's more AWS stuff than those two certs that we're launching.
And then it's at the end of all the live streams, you're giving away that sucker, right?
Yeah, the Ansel, which is really cool because we're actually on our next generation of cloud servers, we're building in a mechanism where you can take your VMs to anything like an Ansel. So you can, export the labs that are built by the team. So you can run it here. You can run it on your premise.
That's
you can take
huge.
it with you.
That's huge.
Yeah, it'll be pretty fun.
That's huge.
Yeah, and we've been building out what we call our lab services team. So we have, when you have over 1,000 labs and 17,000 virtual machines running, it's one of those things. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, that was the last time I checked. It's one of those things where you need to make sure it becomes a scale issue, right? So we have automated testing on our hands-on labs. We're doing automated testing on our cloud servers going forward. So all of our next generation stuff is moving forward towards this new kind of awesome platform that's going to bring Insta Labs, as we're terming it, and everything else. So any questions did you see in there, Chris?
He's asking him, I see a question in there about anything for beginners, new content for beginners that are getting started.
Absolutely. So we are going to push out a Azure Concepts course, I think in 2 weeks by the end of this month. So Tim Ellinger, our Chief Revenue Officer, I think he's cheering in his office down the hall here. That's something that he requested, and we're turning around pretty quick on that. You have Linux Essentials, which is a best starting point you can do. You have CompTIA Cloud Essentials, which if you want to understand basic cloud concepts and terminology, that's where you start. Though, maybe you'll want to wait to start that until August 1st. Because there may or may not be a refresh or complete rebuild of the Cloud Essentials course launching this month. And then you also have AWS Concepts. I think we have OpenStack Essentials. Do we still have that out there? I don't know if we do or don't, but you have Elastic Concepts. The concept courses are really where you want to start for beginners, but you want to start with your Cloud Essentials and your Linux Essentials. Linux Essentials is brand new. It takes you through a lot of these concepts. It's one of those things where I just don't think you should be learning cloud without a Linux understanding.
Yeah, for sure.
You hear Docker and containers, but that's just Linux.
Yeah.
And
you got to understand the underpinnings.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to know how to do some bash scripting on there, specifically on Docker, or those things are just
how things start. What is the init system? What is that kind of stuff?
Or what is open source licensing? So specifically developers, you hear all this licensing. What does it even mean? Yeah. So all of that, I believe, is covered in our Linux Essentials course, which actually prepares you for the Linux Essentials certification, which I've been giving away a bunch of vouchers on my Twitter stream. So if anybody wants to follow me on Twitter, I've given away, I think, 30 vouchers. I have 20 more LPIC vouchers that are actually good for any LPIC exam, like the LPIC DevOps.
Well, there you go.
Which you may or may not want to actually get one of those vouchers after this month. Wink, wink. That was cliche, but I got it. Any other questions popping up there?
There was
Anything?
a question about what got announced and stuff. So I brought this up so people could see what we talked about today.
Good. I'm just going to keep you here at all these. This works out good.
So that way they can read the screen.
And anything for our course authors as well. I know some of them are their first courses. I think, Stosh, is it your first or second course?
That would be my first course.
Yeah, you got your first course. And Matthew, what about you? First course. Terry's answering the question.
This is first course for me too. Yep.
Yeah. and-
Wow.
yeah.
Congratulations, everybody.
Newbies. Yeah. Thank you.
Cool.
We got lots of firsts this quarter, which is
Yeah.
pretty cool.
So we could do trivia, and I can keep watching for questions if you want, because we got another.
Oh, is there more trivia?
We got another trivia.
Oh,
in
there's a
here.
lot more
Yeah.
going on. All right. So what are the first 2 projects in OpenStack?
What were the first 2 projects in OpenStack? Ooh, that's a harder one, I bet.
But maybe the next question is how many cupcakes are left?
Yeah. Okay. No, they're not answering as fast, are they?
Uh-oh.
No.
Well, they got to Google this.
Yeah.
Google is happening here.
I think so. That's why you got to have a Google tab open during these. That way you can be the fastest to answer. They're going now.
Terry, you watching the chat?
Emmanuel got it.
That's questions and
We're
stuff in
We're
there.
getting a couple. We're getting a couple
Yeah.
coming in now.
Orion papers. No, the Orion papers are Linux Academy's first interactive diagrams. It's not the one.
No one has it yet.
Yes,
All right.
Somebody said, I actually don't know. Actually, I do know the answer. One of the answers. Can we give him a clue? We're going to give him a clue.
Emmanuel's second one is right.
The second clue then is the second one is right. And the clue is Apple has a programming language with this name.
That's a good clue.
I literally don't know the.
That's a good clue.
No, Emmanuel answered 2 times. His second answer is correct.
Oh, he got it.
Oh, did he?
Got it.
Okay.
Good.
Well, there you go.
There we go. Pinky in the brain. Star Trek: The Wrath of Khan. I like
So
that.
do you just want to jump in here, Amy, and tell us about those 2 services real quick, what they do on OpenStack?
Okay, so Nova is computing. That came from NASA. And Swift is object storage, which came from Rackspace.
Kind of like EC2 and S3 or
Yeah.
the equivalent on the other cloud providers.
It's awesome.
All right.
Hang on, the reason why I'm named Spots is just making noise.
Oh, he's growling at you.
Uh-oh.
We might just be getting ready to watch something crazy happening.
No, that's a different one was barking, and now this one's growling because his son is over here. So sorry,
Well,
guys.
I get
I
grumpy with the
understand
sun
that,
in
yeah.
Texas as well.
Yeah. Okay.
How many horses do you have, Amy?
I have 1 horse and 1 pony, and the pony will be coming to Dallas with me next week.
We're going to need to get pictures. You have to send a picture of your pony to the Slack channel.
You can bring a pony with you? That's amazing.
So let's give context. We have a course author and engineering summit where everybody's flying in, and we're going to have some cool, awesome stuff going on. It's not for that. So
Are you sure?
I think. Are you bringing it to the summit, Amy? Are you bringing it to the Hilton we're staying at?
No, me and the pony are staying nearby.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I know where I'm staying then.
I think we have a show. You have a show or something for the pony?
Yeah, after the summit, I'll be going to the Chicago area for a horse show.
So let's put this in context. After all of that community stuff that you do and your full-time job, you also do horse and pony shows
And dog shows.
and dog shows. So
I think I'm failing at life.
we,
I think that's what I'm learning this morning.
I'm like level 180 in Overwatch.
I got nothing. All right.
All right. So everybody join us. Well, no, this was a recap of this week. We launched Elasticsearch Deep Dive, implementing a full CI/CD pipeline where we're getting a lot of results in the community on that. That's a super popular one already. Salt Stack Certified Engineer and Linux plus LPIC System Administrator refresh, which is important because the new objectives are coming out in August, except for if you're taking the current exam, you still have 6 months to take the old exam as well. And then today we did our Red Hat Certified Specialist in Virtualization. Today we did our Red Hat Certified Specialist in Ansible Automation. Our Red Hat Certified System Administrator performance-based practice exam. You can't find that anywhere else. And our OpenStack Foundation Certified OpenStack Administrator. We want to point out that there's a performance-based practice exam on the OpenStack Administrator and the Ansible, which again, you won't find anywhere else. And Terry, does that complete us on our RHCA?
I'm complete.
Or do we have any more announcements?
Nope, that's complete for this quarter's announcements. Yeah, it completes the RHCA. You can get one with nothing but our course.
The answer is yes. It
I
completes.
feel
it.
like we should have had a slide on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So now Linux Academy has
Yeah, that's
enough
slide-worthy.
certification training
Mhm.
and marketing. If you're listening, this is kind of a big deal. This is one of those kind of coveted.
Achievement.
Atriva is actually working towards it right now too. It's a rarity. You can be an expert in a lot of things, but to get that, it takes a lot of exams. So we now have full support for the Red Hat Certified Architect certification. Which, you know what, Triva, do you want to tell us kind of what that certification is, or there's lots of them. but you know how it's a combination, or what do you got here?
Sure. I can give like a basic overview. There are several tracks that you can follow. There's cloud, DevOps, virtualization, and two other ones that I'm forgetting right now. But basically, after you have your RHCSA and your RHCE, you get 5 other certifications that can either be within the requirements for each of those tracks, or it can just be 5 other specialty certs. And then at number 5, you got your RHCA. And once you got your RHCA, you can actually level it from L1 to L2 with an additional specialty certification, L2 to L3 with another specialty certification, and so on and so forth. I've seen people that have as much as the RHCA L5. And I am sure that they can pretty much walk into any building and demand any type of salary they want since they've got that. But it does require a lot of dedication and a lot of certs.
Yeah, and so recap, because we have people in the community or in the chat saying, are you planning to support RHCA? But that is literally what we're talking about. So it's not, the RHCA is not just a single exam that you take. It is a combination of multiple exams and the Certificate of Expertise exams of Red Hat. Now, I love it how we've literally launched every single request that we've had for this year from our students. And the best part about it is instantly every time we launch it, we get a whole new list of requests.
Yeah, of course.
Which is like, how did you already go through all of that content and get there? But the answer is we have and are hiring more training architects. So it's reasonable to expect that we're going to keep adding more, and also making sure they're up to date. I think our biggest fear, as a way of putting it, is the Red Hat 8 announcement, but there will be 6-month support on the certifications. But that ought to be interesting when you got to go refresh like 23 courses in the middle. And
yeah,
you know.
Yep. Yeah. Oh boy.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun is what we call it.
Yeah.
Job security.
Yeah, it's for sure job security. All right, everybody, join us for our next live show, July 24th at 10:30 a.m. We will also be doing a quick, just a 10, 20-minute live stream at our Course Authors Summit and Engineering Summit next week. We are going to take a little bit of a hiatus. However, remember, when the courses are done and launched, or when they're done, they will be soft launched. But we are taking a little bit of a hiatus to bring all of our team out, to build some relationships, have some fun, do some talks. As a company, it's one of those things we do. We are hiring lots of people right now. So we're looking for full stack Node.js developers, full stack Ruby developers. We're looking for security, OpenStack, Linux, and Azure and container course authors. So we got a lot going on here. If you want to join the team, now's the time to do it. And for the last moment is we have a recap. You log into Linux Academy. Right on your dashboard, you're going to see a beautiful thing that our design team came up with. Joelle and Ingrid, you did amazing on there. And I think there's more. I know we have more on the design team. I don't know who does what anymore on that. But, the design team, kudos to you out there. And super awesome, everybody. Don't forget to join us or tell your friends about our Linux Academy community. I'm actually running a rotation every single month now. It's one of my fun things I get to do. And I'm launching some of our kind of golden courses a little bit, free to the community every 30 days as well. So this is something that you can help others get connected or into cloud. It's a way that we do that. We also have quarterly long and yearly long courses that drop in the Linux Academy community. And the one more thing that we did yesterday is obviously we have our new, what we call unified navigation from our Linux Academy beta launch. We are working on launching our new content discovery to be able to find and get recommended content, see new content, see all of that stuff. That's going to be launching sometime in August.
Wow. And
with that, you'll see gems at the top of the page. Now we're working towards gamification on our platform. Give us time. This is baby stages. But what you can do with gems, if you are a paying member, is you'll be able to, in August, buy swag with your gems. So
by just taking the courseware, you get the gems?
You get gems for doing stuff, yeah.
And then you can buy swag.
And then you can buy swag with it. Yeah. That's the first phase. There's a lot to it. So thank you, everybody, for joining our live show. This is 150 plus month, and I think we might have already surpassed 150 or pretty close, and we're only halfway through our launches for the month. So join us on our next live show on July 24th. Celebrate with our team inside of Linux Academy. Don't forget to follow. We're giving away lots of vouchers, and we'll see you on July 24th. Have a great day. Thanks for joining us.